Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have swatches to share with you for the January Hella Handmade Creations. Hella Handmade Creations is a monthly pre-order that will be going live on the 14th of every month, and it runs through the 21st of every month. I will have the Hella Handmade Creation website linked in the description box for you down below, so you can go check it out and see what's available aside from these 8 polishes that I'm going to share with you today. Hella Handmade Creations is a pre-order, so everything will go live for pre-order on the 14th and end on the 21st. Shipping will commence approximately 3 to 4 weeks after the window closes on the 21st. Some items I might say have a cap, and all that means is that once a number of bottles that have been predetermined by the makers, let's say they say they're capped at 100, once that 100 bottles sells out, even if the pre-order window is still open, the polish will no longer be available. Everything here is a limited edition, so if you do see something that you like, especially if it has a cap, be sure to go in when the website opens on the 14th to pick it up so you don't miss it. I will have the Hella Handmade Creations website and the social media for it linked in the description box for you down below. So why don't we go ahead and jump into it. First up, we have 1850 Artisan Polishes Corfu. This is going to sell for $12 and there is no cap. This was inspired by her Masterpiece Theater collection, and it is described as a turquoise shimmer that has holographic microflakes that is softened by a copper shimmer and topped with pink highlights. This polish had a fantastic formula. It went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed exactly where I put it. I had no application issues here whatsoever. I had no running, no pooling, and I had no staining. I did choose to use 3 coats for this polish. I do feel that even though I do work in thinner coats, I think this would benefit with most people in 3 coats, just to bring out the beautiful depth of color and the shimmer, and to cover any nail line, especially if you have a more prominent nail line or longer nails than I do. This polish is not going to dry textured, and it will not be difficult for you to remove. I topped it off here with 1850 Artisan Polish's very own glossy top coat, and I have 1850 Artisan Polishes Corfu for you here in 3 coats and a glossy top coat. And this next polish is from by Dany Vianna, and it's City of Stars. This is going to sell for $12 and there will be 100 bottles available. This was inspired by her mixed tape series. City of Stars is described as a dark blue base that's packed full of micro glitters and a smattering of holographic flakes for added shine. This polish had a fantastic formula. Dany Vianna always has a lovely, lovely formula. I was able to achieve full opacity in just 2 coats. This is jam-packed with so much going on here. It really, really does look like when you look above you, the sky. It is just so pretty. I absolutely adored this polish. This polish is going to dry a bit dull, and there might be a bit of a slight texture to it. It did take a little bit more effort to scrub off than your regular holographic, but overall it was not hard. And there you have it in 2 coats and a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Cuticula's Shatter Me. This is going to sell for $12.50 and there is no cap. This was inspired by her Lindsay Sterling theme, and more specifically the music video for Shatter Me. Shatter Me is described as a charcoal base with a tinge of blue, with iridescent shifting flakes from pink to orange, silver flakes, and rose gold flakes. This polish had a most excellent formula. It went on so smoothly and so evenly. I had absolutely 0 application issues here whatsoever. It was just a joy to work with. I love the difference of flakes. I did choose to go in for 3 coats because I do tend to work in thinner coats. If you go in a little bit thicker, you might only need 2. This polish is jam-packed, so it might dry with a teeny tiny bit of texture, but it is nothing that 1 coat of a good glossy top coat isn't going to take care of and smooth right out for you, and I had absolutely no difficulty removing it. I have it shown here in 3 coats in glossy and a matte top coat for you. This next polish is from Great Lakes Lacquer, and it's called Agni. It is going to sell for $13 and there is no cap. This was a continuation of her Avatar, The Last Airbender series, and it is described as a red jelly base that has tons of copper to gold to green to aqua shifting iridescent flakes and shimmer to match. This polish had a phenomenal formula, went on very, very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed right where I put it. I had no application issues here whatsoever. It was an absolute joy to work with. It does have a lot of flakes in there, so it might be a little bit textured, but again, just one coat of a glossy top coat is going to make it nice and glassy for you. It is not going to dry with it is not going to be difficult for you to remove. So I have it here in 2 coats, in indirect light and direct lighting for you. Next up, we have Kathleen Co, and this is Garnet. This is going to sell for $12.50, and there will be 200 bottles available. This is the next polish in her Geology series, and it is described as a deep blood red jelly with color-shifting flakes, silver flakes, and hollow microglitters. This polish is so pretty. It went on very smoothly and very evenly. I had no application issues here whatsoever. The jelly had a nice bit of squishiness to it, and it applied like a dream. This is a bit of a pigmented red, so I would recommend a good base coat if you are more prone to staining. I did not have any, but your results may vary. I did choose to top it off with a glossy top coat. It might dry with a slight bit of texture, but it is nothing that is overly textured, and it is nothing that is going to be difficult for you to remove. So here you have it in 3 coats, in direct lighting and indirect lighting with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Pampered Polish's Erotic Friend Fiction. This is going to sell for $12.50, and there is no cap. This is inspired by her Bob's Burger series, and Erotic Friend Fiction is described as a deep inky blue jelly base with hollow flakes, hollow micro bar glitters, and aurora shimmer. This polish had an exceptionally great formula. It went on super smooth and super easy. I had 0 application issues here, no running, no pooling. I had no staining. It is a pigmented blue, so you might want to choose to use a base coat if you are more prone to staining. I did use 3 coats to achieve full opacity because while I do think I could have gotten away easily with 2 coats, I had a little bit of that nail tip that I wanted to cap off, which I didn't do perfectly on my second coat, so I went in for a third, and it did deepen the color a bit, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Speaking of thoroughly enjoyed, those bar glitters were a delight. They are just such a fun, sparkly touch to this already beautiful polish. They do not dry with texture, and they were not difficult to remove, which I found pleasantly surprising because I was worried about them being difficult, and they were not. Next up, we have Penelope Luz's Merlin, and this is going to sell for $13, and there are 200 bottles available. This is the next polish in her King Arthur series, and it is described as a dark blue with iridescent flakes in green, blue, and orange. This polish had a wonderful formula, went on very smoothly, very evenly. It stayed right where I put it. I did have a bit of a wonky brush, so I did have a little bit more of a messy application, but you will not have that issue. The formula on this is very good, very smooth, very easy to apply. It has a beautiful like stained glass look, which I find so pretty. I did not have to do any manipulation. The flakes came out nice and evenly and spread across the nail. The polish did not dry textured, and it was not difficult to remove. So there you have Merlin with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Red-Eyed Lacquers. They have 9 kids. This is going to sell for $12.50. There will be 100 bottles available, and it was inspired by her Sandlot series. This is described as a red jelly with silver blue shifting flakes. It had a fantastic formula. It was just an absolute pleasure to work with, and it has that beautiful squishy look that jellies have. I absolutely loved it, and I built it up in 3 coats. The color on this is just so beautiful and so squishy. I cannot tell you how much I loved this polish enough, and it looks so good matte. I will pop a picture of that in at the end for you. The formula on this is excellent, smooth, easy to apply. I didn't have any staining, but again, red is a color that you're more prone to staining with. You might want a base coat. Nothing in here dried textured for me, and nothing in here gave me any kind of difficulty to remove. So there you have 3 coats of Red-Eyed Lacquers. They have 9 kids, glossy and matte. So that wraps up the January Hella Handmade creations that I have to show you. There are a ton more polishes available on the website, which I will have linked in the description box for you down below. And don't forget, this goes live on January 14th, and the pre-order remains open until the 21st. Please, if I forgot any kind of information that you might have questions about, leave me a comment below. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.